Hello, I'm Heathen13, and this is Grand Arena Championships, Season 7, Week 1, Round 1. My brother and I wanted to watch each other's matches, so we decided to start posting our battles online. His name is Boba Fett, and if you're interested in watching his latest match, I've put a link in the description below. I'm currently in Division 2, and this round I'm matched up against Big Pete. Let's look at the matchup. Looking at the GP, you can see we're both at 4.5 million, right on the edge of going into Division 1. And when you look at our stats for offensive wins, defensive wins, lifetime banners, I've got about twice as many as he does. I've also got significantly more zones cleared and a ton more full clears than he has. When looking at Big Pete's GAC history online, I noticed that he hasn't participated in any Grand Arena Championships for the last 3 seasons, which is one reason why some of these numbers are low. When looking at the relics, we're pretty even. I've got 11, he's got 10. His are a little bit higher relic number than mine, but fairly even. I've got about 10 more Zetas than he does, and when looking at mods, that's where I have the big advantage. I just have way more speed than he does. Okay, let's look at how he did against my defense. You can see he's already attacked, and he was only able to clear 1 zone. Let me show you what I've put on D here at the top. I put a Newt squad that he got stuck on. He took out my JTR and my Night Sisters, although he did drop a battle against the Night Sisters. They got another hold for me. Down here in the bottom, I put my toughest squads, my Shock T clones, and a Emperor Palpatine with my Bastila. Took him 3 tries to get through that. And in the back, he was able to clear my bugs in 1 go, but got stuck on General Grievous. So he was only able to clear 1 zone total. Didn't get to my fleet, which I had a Millennium Falcon fleet. Okay, let's look at what he put on defense for me to tackle. He's got his bugs, and I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to take my normal Traya team, but I decided that I would put another tank in here with him just to be on the safe side. So I'm not using Juhani for anything else, so I decided to throw her in as well. So this is a pretty standard counter. Traya against Geos. Went ahead and used my AoE for Scion there and isolated the Brute. I made a mistake here. I always forget that the Isolate reduces cooldowns, and I want to do that on Nihilus, but it also gives up some armor up, and so I wanted to put that on Scion. It's a mistake I always make because I want Scion to survive, but I know I should be putting it on Nihilus. The battle goes as I would expected. Nobody really ever gets into much trouble. I really do need to start working on one of the other reliable bug counters, whether that's Palpatine or Night Sisters, because I find myself wanting to use Traya to take out some other squads. This battle was never really in doubt. As you can see, I was able to go through and clean up everything pretty easily, and 59 banners is a good result. Okay, so next I'm going to go after the Shock T clones team because I want to open up the back to see what he has hiding in there. I decide I'm going to take my Padme team, but I'm not too worried about his defensive team, so I decided to leave C-3PO out. And I apologize for the messages coming in. I thought I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, but a few of them came through anyway. I think that my Padme squad was probably overkill here. You can see this battle doesn't last that long. He also doesn't have the Zeta on Rex, so or rather on 5s. So I wasn't even worried about killing him first, but then he taunted, so I did anyway. But my Padme squad makes short work of these guys, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to get all my protection back up. But still a quick, easy match. And again, 59 banners. Alright, and in the back he has a pretty weak Phoenix squad and a pretty well geared Ewok team. Now I saw this Ewok team when I was scouting his roster, and I had a feeling he'd put it on defense, so I kept my nest. I have a really slow, high tenacity nest that can basically solo Ewoks. I think I've only been tripped up once ever when trying to solo it. You can see I put it on auto, and I just let Nest counterattack them to death. The only time I failed is when somebody put their C-3PO in with the Ewoks, and that I'd never seen that comp, and it tripped me up. He got exposes on me to the point where they were able to take me out. But even with all these G12 Ewoks with several Zetas, my Nest just tears through him. He's only gear 12. I'd love to relic him up at some point in the future. I'm not sure when that will happen, but the battles do take a while. So again, I just put it on auto and let her do her thing. And you can see I've already taken out Elder. I do manually target Elder, try and get him first because the revives and all. But after that, it's just set it and forget it, and she just tears the murder bears apart. Occasionally, it will take longer, sometimes shorter. But overall, a pretty easy fight. And again, another notification. I apologize on that. Again, I'll figure that out before next round. Normally I put my Nest on defense unless I get the feeling that they're going to put Ewoks on defense for themselves. And usually when a person is invested enough to get all their Ewoks to G12 and put some Zetas on it, they want to use them. And so they almost always put them on defense. And so I hold my Nest for those times. Trying to guess that they'll do that so that I can solo them and get a bunch of banners like I did right here, 63. So that went well as expected. Alright, well, as long as I am in this section, I decided I'd go ahead and take out this Phoenix team. I checked all their speeds and they're pretty slow. So I decided to use my troopers, and they're not very good. They're all gear 9 and gear 10, but I've got the Zeta on Veers and my Stark is pretty fast. And that's really all it takes, I think. You can see I go first, I throw my grenade, I get my first kill to get the turn meter train going. I also checked out which one of their healths were lowest, so my troopers cannot take out any kind of good squad. But if you put garbage on defense, they will be able to mow them down and pick up the 60 banners. So with this bottom zone cleared, we head to the top, and he set a Bosk Bounty Hunter team, a Grievous team, and a Karth team. Honestly, the Grievous is the only one that worries me at all, and so I'm going to go ahead and bring my Jedi Knight Revan team in there, but I'm going to flip-flop and put Bastila lead, and we'll get going. So in this case, he didn't have a tank. Normally, I wait and take out B2 first, and but he didn't have any kind of tank, so I was able to mark Grievous right from the get-go. Spread my buffs there with Yoda, and just did my best to stay alive, trying to give Yoda all the buffs and send him in there to try and take out Grievous as quick as I could. Because once Grievous is over, this is a pretty easy match. pretty much done at that point. I find that when I do fail on a team, more often than not, it's a Grievous team. My Jedi Knight Revan was never really my arena squad, so I never got them as geared up as I'd like. I mean, they're all gear 12, and actually Jedi Knight Revan and my Yoda are both relicked, but I always feel nervous that they're going to fail somehow. Here I'm trying to decide, do I want to take the damage immunity off of Droideka or just stun B2, and I decided to hit Droideka. Again, since I was able to get Grievous out first, none of the rest of these characters really scare me that much. My Savior was procced there on Bastila, but by now it's basically over. So even though he had a relict, Grievous turned out to not be a very difficult fight. Between Bastila lead and having Hermit Yoda in there with me, my team was never really in any danger. And so we'll just mark here and finish B1 up. And 60 banners. So I was really, really happy with that. Of all the teams, I thought they were the only one who could give me any problems. Okay. So next I'm going to go ahead and take out this boss team. They're mostly gear 12s. Some Zetas in there. So I decided to keep Obi-Wan, to keep Old Ben in with my CLS squad. But I don't think I actually really needed him. But my opponent had already failed so many times and wasn't going to clear me. I didn't feel the need to push it any further. So I went ahead and decided better safe than sorry. As you can see, my CLS squad just tears through them though. No problems. They barely got any attacks off. And in the end, it was a short match and an easy match. And there you have it. Another 60 banners. So things are going well. So we only have one last team to go, and that is his Karth team. Looks like they had invested just enough into Karth to unlock Malak. And I had a Darth Revan team laying around. So my Bastila, Sean Fallen, was on defense with Palpatine. So I just took these 4 in. And as you can see, definitely overkill. Between, this is my arena team essentially. So it's all got my best mods, my most relics, 61 banners, short work on Karth. And that only leaves me with ships. You can see I'm already going to win this one, but let's see what we can do on ships. He didn't leave any kind of meta squad, and I kept my negotiator. I did put my Houndstooth on defense, so I decided to throw my Y-Wing in here as my tank. I probably could have gone undersized on this as well. My Negotiator's only 5 stars at the moment because I started investing my guild currency into the Malevolence, hoping to unlock that soon. But you can see even without Houndstooth, it was never going to matter. This was kind of, I guess, his leftovers. I'm not sure, but it's not even a real squad. So a very quick, easy thing. I should have brought in Plo there to heal, which was just dumb of me. But I figured I could get a one-shot on there, which I didn't. But still 61 banners. Not as high as it could have been, but still fine. And that's it. You can look at my board here. 1936, that's one of my highest scores ever, if not my highest score. So I was really, really happy with that. And Big Pete never came back. You can see there's only 16 minutes left. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.